Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have the first episode of our brand new Traveller series, Look to Spinward. And I have some wonderful players here around the screen, as you can see. And we've got a little map down there, which we'll talk about in a moment. And we will go around and everyone will say who they are and who they're playing. But before we do, please don't forget to go check out all our social media. Links are below. Join us on our Discord. We're nearly at 700 people talking about role-playing, movies, geekery, all kinds of stuff. And also check out our Patreon if you want to see the character creation episode. We just gave that to our patrons yesterday, and you can see someone die in character creation. Yay! Which was amazing. It was kind of the archetypical Traveller character creation session. It was
a complete sort of feel.
Absolutely.
He was bad.
He was very bad. And not in a
To
good
be
way.
honest, we're glad
rubbish.
he isn't joining the crew.
Yeah. I am
It was
quite
awful.
glad I don't
I think
have
all
to
your
play.
physical stats were like 3 or something, weren't
Yeah.
they? And then yeah. Anyway, don't give too much information away. Go and join our Patreon, $4 a month, and you'll get loads of free stuff. And I will be giving all the maps and world stuff and PDFs that I'm creating for this game to our patrons as well. Anyway, before any further ado, let's go round, and we're going to go in alphabetical order of real world names, and we will start with Ben.
Hello, that is me. I am Ben. I've been doing this on and off now for quite a while. I shall be playing Ness Mathis, who is completely just a regular archaeologist. Maybe a novice archaeologist. Not super great at it, but totally just an archaeologist and not a vastly powerful scion at all. I'm a vastly powerful scion.
From a secret scion planet.
A secret scion planet.
So secret, we don't even know where it is.
My teacher hated me. My girlfriend broke up with me. My contacts just showed up dead. And my brother is my enemy, except now he's my friend again. So it's all good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Drama.
Cool. And you can see Ben's character's stats on the screen there. So that will help our viewers as we go. I like the little profiles that Traveller has for worlds and characters. Cool. Thank you very much, Ben.
Is that neat? Have I really got that?
That's your psi rating.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
So next we will go over to Dan.
Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Dan, the regular seat warmer here at Garblag Games. And tonight I am playing Jack Denver, corporate agent or former corporate agent. Obviously, we've all retired now and are going into the world of travelling. He tried to get into university, failed miserably, but was smart enough that he got picked up while being drafted into the merchants and was an agent for some time. And he likes doing cool things, and he's looking out for a new adventure and doesn't know anything about psionics. So, that could be fun.
Don't worry, mate. I got you covered.
Cool.
I did a unit at school about them.
Just one.
Just one.
Cool. Okay, so ex-agent. Does everyone know you're a corporate agent, or is it more?
Probably not. Jack
worked
Denver's probably not
for-
even his real name. It's probably just one of his many aliases.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Already a healthy start with
like
nobody
it.
lying to anybody else.
Psionic.
Lots of trust.
Spy. Great. Let's go over to Lewis. Lewis, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing all right. I'm Lewis, and tonight I'm playing Captain Gower. Spacer born and bred, and maybe an okay-ish pilot. We'll find out. To be fair, his life went pretty okay until he seemingly met these goofballs, which will probably be bad for his health.
Wacky pranksters all.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you managed to get pilot just right at the end of character creation,
Just
didn't you?
right at the end.
Snuck
Right
in.
at the end.
We're like, who's going to fly this ship? oh, me. Very cool.
I've been aiming for it since pretty much my first
Very
career, but there you go.
Cool. And that just leaves the man who needs no introduction.
I'm Simon. I'm playing Ivic Iverson. I'm the chief engineer because I'm the only engineer.
And basically, so that's it. That's all I'm saying.
And you're obsessed with
Obsessed with lots of things. What am I obsessed with?
robots, right?
Oh yeah, and I've got some robots.
That I think might feature quite.
Mhm.
There are no bees, though, right? Okay.
Not.
Robotic bees.
Robies.
Cool. Okay. Right. Well, excellent. And how do you guys know each other then? We did some connections, didn't we? But I think Lewis has got owns quarter of a ship, and some of you have got ship shares in that ship. Yeah, I think everyone's got one ship share.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've all got a little say. You've all got a mega credit in there. But Lewis owns a quarter of it.
Yeah.
And has been working for 4X Tech for the last...
Cool.
How many is it? 3 tours, is it?
3.
So-
I think I ended up with 3
Yeah.
career. In free trader.
Yeah.
So
For the last 12 years.
12
And
years.
You have retired early.
That's the
Or
dream.
got fired. Up to you. And your severance package was a share in a ship. And the 4X Tech were trying to allot that resource to you. And one of Jack Denver's old friends, Ash Denchek, was in contact to say that there is a ship that you can have and take. Obviously, you'll need to pay 4X Tech for the mortgage and pay it off, right? And you'll be liaising through Ash. But you are in the Lyheric system and parked safely, completely safely, in the upper atmosphere of the local gas giant, a very large green gas giant. It's a starship that's been parked up with a little beacon so it can be found again when they can afford the repairs or they've got a crew ready to fly it. And it's a free trader, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can afford the repairs. That sounds like a good start.
And the Lyheric system is on the edge of the Coralline League, which we are in the Beyond sector. We're going to be adventuring in the Beyond and the Vanguard Reaches. And this is all in the book, The Spinward Extents. So that's the book we're going to be using. And Lyheric is kind of on the edge of the Coralline League in a territory where everyone around them used to be part of the Coralline League and has slowly broken away and fractured the Coralline League up into lots of smaller little fiefdoms and kingdoms. So you've got, I'm looking up on the wall occasionally because I've got a big bloody map up on the wall. So you've got the Kajani Triumvirate, which is just on the left of that black line on the map. That sort of orangey area that we've got there is the Kajani Triumvirate, and the yellowy area on the right is the Coralline League. And then you can see there's a bit of a gap below, and there's some more territory down there. What I've marked out on that map is the system you're in and your jump radius, right? Just to keep it kind of simple and show our viewers the region. So there's lots of trade going on between these groups, even though they're separate, because they're kind of broken up a while ago. And there's lots of corporations, and Coralline League noble houses have influence in the area. So House Drake is one of the main influences in Lyheric, as well as 4X Tech and hang on, let me just check my notes. Interstellar. Oh, hang on, where are we? Universal Holdings Incorporated. Okay, that's the other one. Right, so there are 3 large groups sort of dominating the political and economical landscape of this region and this system. So you guys are sitting in a launch, which is a 20-ton vessel, basically a life pod, right, kind of thing. A little shuttle. Not shuttles in this are fairly big and have enough room for like 20 people, because you kind of shuttle people up and down from the planet, and a bit of room for cargo. That's
Space bus.
Yeah, that's a shuttle. Whereas this is, you know, what we'd see, you know, a Type 1 shuttle pod in Next Gen, you know, where
Space taxi.
2 people in the front, 2 people in the back, maybe 4 people in the back. And you guys are hanging in space just above the tumultuous surface of this gas giant, the green swirling storms, big thick bands spinning around. And you have a transponder for the ship. That you can see a little echo on your sensor panel. It's kind of blipping around. The magnetic flux of the gas giant itself is causing you a little bit of trickery. But Ash Denchek has told you that the previous crew doesn't need the vessel anymore, and we just need someone to go and retrieve it and patch it up. It's a little bit, it's been sitting in a gas giant parked for a while. But, get down there. It's yours to use, pay off the mortgage, and everything's good. So
safer already.
Yeah.
So I think, hang on, let me just turn the map off and turn our dice rollery area on.
We're all gonna die.
So Captain Gower begins with a pilot spacecraft skill roll.
And we are all going to die.
Gets an 8.
Yeah, based on my warm-up rolls, we're definitely gonna die.
Okay, so
All right, we got an 11.
Okay, so you make an 11. So you are in what's technically known as the Wisp, which is... Sorry, I shouldn't do P's too loud into a microphone, should I? The Wisp, which is the outer layer of the gas giant's atmosphere. It's too thin to skim, right? Because ships can skim gas giants for fuel, like you can in an ocean as well if you have the right gear on your ship. But therefore it's too thin to really disturb your vessel. But you turn the ship down into the atmosphere and you start going into the thicker layers, into the extreme shallow, and then into the shallow. Yeah, and your little boat starts rocking around. And the sensor panel's going a bit funny, and you can kind of see this blip, and it keeps disappearing. Who's going to be manning these sensors while Captain Gower is play at the stick?
Steering wheel.
I can man the sensors.
You can tell it's taking all of his effort to control the vehicle in this environment.
I think Simon is censoring.
Maybe.
I'm censoring.
You're going to censor? Oh. Okay, so you're like...
What did I roll?
You lose...
What's that?
You've rolled
Double one.
You've rolled a
I
double
rolled.
one.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay.
And we all died. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Crushed.
It's fine. You've
Crashed
got more
into
than
our
one,
new ship.
you've got more than one
Yeah.
suite of sensors on board.
So, yeah. So,
Just because his don't work doesn't mean mine don't.
yeah. So, the chief engineer is tapping away at the sensor panel in front of him, and you kind of lose track. The magnetic flux is impairing the lateral sensors. However, the forward sensor array, which the psionic adept... Oh, no, you can use your brain.
Oh, yeah. But I don't mind sitting at a computer console and going like
Pretending.
that while I do.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
What way are we going?
So what skill are you going to...
I think I'm going to go with sense, which is clairvoyance.
Right.
Because it seems like the most obvious. It's a basic description without detail. Or I could use tactical awareness.
Right, and what does tactical awareness
Tactical
do?
awareness ignores the effect of darkness, smoke, fog, or environmental effects that impede vision and can potentially detect hidden things.
Oh, okay. I like the sound of that one. That kind of
Okay.
fits with the gas giant feel, and you're like eliminating the gas.
Okay.
That's quite cool.
So let's...
It's going to be quite difficult though, right?
It's
Because
an 8.
you're in a gas giant. So if we can have a
It says it's an average check.
If you could change that to
For that
difficult.
ability. No, I mean for the ability. The ability itself says it's an average.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Tactical awareness. Check average. Booyah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Right. Yeah, sorry. They've got their own difficulties, haven't they?
Yep.
Yes. Okie doke. So, you make your roll. 14. Wow. Okay. So, impede vision. Okay. So it's still only your sight, right? This is about the impede vision. So you're kind of pretending quite well. You've seen people, and you're watching the chief engineer, and you're like, okay, yeah. And
I'm trying to turn it back on again. The screen's gone black.
You turned it off.
I'm trying to work out which button I pressed.
And in your mind, the vast swirling mists of the gas giant clear slightly to the right, and you can see like a dot.
Over there.
Roll 1d. That's how many seconds it lasts. 2 seconds. Okay, so it's long enough for Captain Gower. Like, you're literally going over there as Captain Gower's going to make a pilot roll to steer in the right direction.
It says this has a psi cost of 2. So does that mean my psi goes down by that much?
Yes.
And is that what the red dots are for?
On
Red
the character sheet.
numbers on the character sheet.
Where are we? Yes, that's like the temporary score, I believe.
Oh! You put in how much you've used, not how much that takes you down to. Because I put in 14, it took me to -2.
Okay. Yeah, so you go 2, and then
Yeah.
it goes, right, I'm down to 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens with recovering your side points is 3 hours after you've used them, every hour you get one back. It's like units of alcohol. Okay, so Lewis. Okay, a 9. Excellent. Right. Okay. So the kind of points, you realise it's not pointing on the screen. Ness is pointing out the window. And you're like, steer the ship in that direction, and you plummet a further layer down into the deep. And here the ship is getting buffeted quite vigorously. And what we need is for everyone to make a athletics. What are the options? Dexterity. Athletics dexterity roll, right? To brace yourself correctly as suddenly the ship kind of rolls unexpectedly as you hit a thermocline, and it kind of flips you over.
Would you argue that this is an ambulatory reflex?
I would. As you stick your legs out to brace yourself. Okay, let's roll up.
Jack Denver manages it just.
Jack Denver gets a 8. Okay.
Is this a dex roll?
Oh, is that correct? Did you get a 0?
Yes.
You rolled
He rolled
a 3.
2.
It's a
And
minus
you've got
3.
minus.
What did I
You've
roll?
got minus 3.
What did I roll?
You rolled 3,
3,
and your
you
dex
got
is minus 3.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Gal sort of says, "Watch out, it's bumpy," after bracing himself.
That is amazing.
And that's why.
I am flung across the inner.
Take a point of damage.
Okay.
Anyone who failed. It's not major. You've got seatbelts on, but you like whack your arm badly against the side.
Is it average difficulty this one, did you say?
Yeah, just roll average.
Hey.
Okay, you take a point of damage as well, Ness.
Ow.
Gonna die before we reach the ship, aren't we?
And your damage you pick, whether it comes off your strength, dex, or endurance.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that the stats are your hit points. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are
Can I
now.
apply the armor from my robot arm?
No, it's kind of like you bash your head kind of thing.
Oh, just like general
Yeah.
head bashing.
Yeah.
The same as your skills, in intelligence and education decide how many skills you can have. You get to a maximum. You can't have any more. It's cool.
Cool. Okay. So you are now in the deep, and here is thick. Occasionally there are kind of layer breaks, and you find yourself kind of skipping between them and then dipping deeper, and then skipping into one and dipping deeper, and lightning is crackling all around through this dark green, smoky environment. Everywhere. And as you're looking out the window, Lewis, a large, rubbery, translucent shape. It's a bit like a manta ray. Goes thwap onto the front window. And along it, bioluminescent cells along its body flare suddenly in what you can only imagine is like a panic or fight or flight kind of warning mechanism. And it seems to be stuck to the front of your...
I'll bang on the window and go, get off! Get off! Stop trying to tip the ship a bit.
Wiggle the ship a bit. Okay, you wiggle the ship a bit and it flops off. And you can see that in this kind of lower gravity, thicker atmospheric environment, it flaps off into a kind of a collection of them. And you thought, oh, hang on, that looked like dappling on that cloud level, but that's actually them skimming along the tops of these clouds. And they're kind of, it was quite big, right? It was about 8 foot across, this big white jelly, manta ray kind of thing. But yeah, it is gone as you kind of shake it off. And as you correct your ship, you can see now in visual range, so much so that you can make out the shape of a free trader. It is there. It looks like it's crap, right? It looks a bit beaten, a bit battered. It's sitting in a gas giant. It's got some kind of beacon thing attached to it, right? That you can see like a blinking light on it now. So now you're in visual range. You've got like a guide, a visual guide, and it seems to be not really powered up, or maybe minimal power, micro thrusters or something, like thrusting just to keep itself parked every now and then. Like it looks like this thing has dipped down a few layers and then come back up, and then dip down a few layers and then and it's kind of corroded some of the paint off the sides. The 4X Tech bright orange kind of livery is kind of corroded.
When you said that you
Now
had a
says
ship,
3X
you
Tech.
were slightly exaggerating, maybe?
I mean, it's a ship. It'll fly.
Will it?
Looks all right. These things will work out. Don't worry about it. We've got an engineer. Patch it up. We'll be out of here. And in the meantime, I'm going to fly a lap around it while the theme tune plays.
Once more around the pylons.
I'll visually check it while we're going around it. Just make sure there isn't any giant holes in the side of it. Huge breaches the size of a house or something.
Painted yellow with Trotter's
Playing the
independent
theme
traders on the side. And the theme tune on a kazoo.
Now I was playing the theme tune of our intro in the background.
See, perfect. Whilst we fly around it casually, we pass by the name.
It says Eonia on the side.
Nice.
And as you take a lap around it, you can see that it has some parts of it look a bit more corroded than others. And it seems like a small cluster of these creatures have nestled underneath the thruster housing on the port rear side. And as you kind of come around and the lights of your little shuttle kind of scan across it, one of them kind of bioluminesces and like flaps off, but the others look like they're, I don't know, you think maybe nesting or mating or something on the side of the ship. And you're absolutely right there, Ben. And you can see that it has, where was my book? Let's get the floor plan out of the, that's the wrong book. Oh, I tell you what, here we go. Why don't I just do it in Foundry? So we are using good old Foundry, and I will just upload the free trader map quickly, although we've got it in our Discord, right? Because I think that's where I shared it. Where are we? Here we go. Right. See. Right. So you can see that it's got airlocks, as you would expect. You can see that it's looks like it's been down here like maybe a week or two. You're not sure. Yeah, some of the paint stripped off. Some of it's looks a bit damaged. So you're a little bit like, okay, not 100% sure. But it looks largely intact, right? So doesn't look like there's a huge hole in the side or it's exposed to space or anything like that.
There's no corpses hanging about either, so that's,
Not in space.
on the outside. That's better than my last chip.
Let's hold off on making sweeping statements like that until we see the inside.
Yeah, but you can clean up the inside easier. They get stuck on the outside. Someone's got to go out there.
So let me add this image into the thing so we can show our viewers. Here we go. I can edit a load of this gaff out when we
And our players?
it's in the forge.
I can't see
You can
it.
see lots of little things running around.
Yeah, we're buzzing around, but I have no
Oh, okay.
vision
bear
in
with
this
me.
scene.
Bear with
We
me
don't
a
have
minute.
tokens.
No vision.
No tokens.
Yeah.
Okay.
You lack vision and foresight.
Could you see the map in the locale one?
Nope.
Right.
No,
hang
no.
on. Configure.
Didn't even know there was a map. There
No.
we go.
Lighting.
Yeah.
Hey, here
Now
we
we
go.
can see it.
Okay. I don't give you tokens. I just remove the need for token vision.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Cool.
Bum, bum, bum.
So our viewers can now see the ship, and you guys can see the ship. So you can see there is an airlock on the side, on the lower level, and one on the upper deck as well. Yeah, both on the starboard side, on the starboard bow. And yeah, so there's a cluster of these creatures. And your little ship, if you rotate round and reverse on, will dock onto the airlock nicely. You've all got vac suits on, right?
Yeah.
No. You
Cool.
have all got vac suits on.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Getting in my bubble, someone tow me.
just on like a long elasticated cord. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Stop doing that.
And it snaps.
Doesn't go through the door.
Oh no. Oh.
Hi. So yeah. So let's make a piloting roll to dock safely with the ship. I like the way Dan just laughs every time there's discussion of a piloting roll.
If I do really well, can also skim the bit where the creatures are and just kind of give them a little blast so that they clear off.
Little blast. Oh, thruster blast, right?
Yeah.
Get off my lawn!
I did not do really well.
Okay.
There wasn't a hole in the ship, there isn't it?
Badonk. We have docked. There's now an airlock here.
So you
Make a
bash.
new one.
Any docking you can hastily run away from before an explosion happens is a good docking.
You bash into the ship.
Scratch paint a little bit.
You may have damaged.
Are you actually using the piloting computer to help you with this process?
There's a piloting computer.
Well, yeah, you can use technology to help you.
Not on one of these. I think this little
I
launch
wouldn't
is
want
it's not a very.
I mean, you have to let it go a bit, and it'll all work out.
Okay.
Launch, yeah.
It goes your 25%. Are you going to line up for another go?
No, you dock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just bashes the ship right a bit,
Dock badly.
and actually,
Where the
Captain
airlock
Gower,
extends out, we push it back in.
it's like it's the bit in Interstellar where Matt Damon pulls the maybe not that bad. So you lock on to the ship, and after a few minutes, everything is green on the board, which you're like, cool.
I will
ready
I
to
will get out
cycle.
my.
Which one did you dock in? The lower one or the upper one?
Which one is closest to the power plant or the bridge? Well, I suppose we probably want
Lower
to go
one's
to the
closest
bridge
to the
Lower.
bridge.
Yeah. Because I imagine we'll want to cycle up the power plant a bit and get to the bridge and turn all the lights on.
Open the upper airlock to flush all the bodies out.
I got a Geiger counter, just in case.
Okay, get the
A
Geiger
torch.
counter out, and it's like.
Geiger
I'll
counter,
put that
torch.
away.
Everyone back in the lodge. Back away.
Okay, so you cycle the. So you were on the lower one.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you cycle the airlock, and you open the. Oh, not that one. Ship. You open the airlock, and it opens into a little corridor, right? Because it's got an inner and an outer door. So the outer door opens, and in there is your standard kind of cool white airlock, like we see in every film, where you've got sort of cupboards on the walls, maybe on the ceiling as well, where there's emergency equipment inside, vac suits and things like that. Thanks for subscribing, McNeils. And there's no people in there, so
Good.
you're able to maneuver in if you wish.
Well, this is a little more encouraging.
Hmm.
There's no mold or damage on the inside of the airlock.
Once again, lack
as-
of corpses refreshing.
As you step in, you realise that it's 0G. There is no gravity. The gravity plating isn't active.
Oh,
Who's going in first?
Well, I'm happy to go in first, as I've got to go to engineering and turn everything on.
You can turn everything on, yeah.
Okay. Ivik, you go into the airlock. As you do, Captain Gower, still on the controls, you see that, strangely, some sort of the beacon that's clamped onto the side of the ship, like some other lights flash on it, and then some power signature appears in the ship. Ooh, and it starts to thrust up, pulling your shuttle up with it. And for a moment, Ivik, there's a little bit of,
Ooh.
you it's kind of low. You realise it's not zero gravity. It's like very, very low gravity because you are in the gas giant, etc. Right, but you're on the outer sort of deep bits, so it's not as heavy. Yeah, the gravity's much worse lower down, so it's kind of like 0.1 g or something like that. Right. So you're
It's one of them automated parking beacons.
exactly yeah it's dragging you up, and you can see that some of the little creatures kind of come off the bottom of the ship. So Ivik, you go in. You need to. Is anyone? You can fit 3 people in an airlock, right? So if all 3 of you, apart from the captain, want to go in, then you can. Who is, or is Ivik going on his own?
I should probably. Do I need to stay in the shuttle?
No,
keep
now
it
that you've
stable?
seen that it's locked on, clamped on effectively, you think you can probably leave safely.
I'll probably go to the bridge whilst Ivik deals with the power plant and the engines, or help Ivik, and we'll turn everything on, I suppose.
Okay. And the other 2 are going to wait on the shuttle?
I mean,
Well,
Jack
if
will
we
probably
can't-
just have a
We
look
can't
around.
both go through. We might
Well, you've
have
got to
to wait.
cycle the airlock,
cycle
right?
the
So you've got
airlock.
to go through and cycle the airlock. So the 3 of you, Jack, Ivik, and the captain, go into the airlock, close the outer airlock, and cycle the inner. And this opens up into a kind of galley quarters common area kind of thing, right? So there's like a couch one side, a couple of chairs dotted around. There's things floating around in low gravity, sort of bobbing around, and there is a food unit to one side and a ship's locker to the right. You can't see anyone in here. The corridor to your left leads away into the cargo hold, and you can see that there are actually cargo containers in there. A few, kind of clustered
Cargo.
under the crane. And it's all dark in there, obviously. Down the far end, where the power plant is and the engineering kind of entrance, you can see a little light, and you realise that the ship's under thrust, right? So you're kind of like, okay, there's something going on. It's telling the engines to do something briefly.
Well, I'll head down that way and
Okay. So you start heading through the cargo bay, past the cargo. You can see that there are large containers in the middle of the room. They're kind of 10-ton containers. And there's like ceiling pads, like control pad to open it up type thing, but there's no markings on the cargo. And you kind of head past them. Before you get to the other end, the other guys will get into the bridge, right? So you're going to go to the bridge. Okay. So you step into the bridge, and you can see that there are a number of seats at stations around the room. There's like a coffee machine behind here. There's the captain's, the office, that there's a door to up ahead.
Bugsy is mine.
And
No, that's the
My name on it.
archaeology lab.
and there's a dead body in one of the seats. Right, there's a body to kind of like, it's got like the harness over it for the chair, but it's like,
Is it the pilot seat?
yeah.
Oh, well.
That's your seat, right, Gower?
Pilot headrest has got a hole through it.
Yeah.
Did Ash tell
that's
you where
alright.
he got this from?
Didn't mention it, but it's a ship is a ship is a ship. It'll be all right. It's not likely to get more holes in it, is it?
As you're kind of chatting and stepping into the room, you can see that there is a mess, like on the floor, and clearly this person was, and you realise that they're just slow. The chair is slowly turning, and it's a guy without a face.
Is it Sam Neill?
Yeah. Let me show you. Yeah. Yeah, Simon, you walk into a room and there's a giant spinning rings within rings that looks like some kind of Gothic cathedral.
Not it.
Mixed with a sex dungeon. Yeah. Okay, Pete, we've had enough. See ya. There's a big egg in the middle of the room and it opens up. No. This guy is like... It looks like someone shot him in the face. It's blown out the back of the chair rest, the head rest. And there's like a spray of blood. Maybe his body was... He was spinning, in the chair as he went. He's not very happy about it, but he's got nothing to complain about anymore.
Sure he isn't, but Gower will just say, "Sorry, bud, need your chair." And unclip him and slowly sort of move him to the side.
Okay. Yep. You move him to the side. His body kind of drifts as you kind of move him, and the inertia kind of carries it into a wall. And you hear a sickening crack from his neck.
One body is better than last time, so it's still all right on average.
I am seriously worried about you, Gower.
It all works out in the end.
Can I have a look around, Pete, in the office to see
Sure.
if there's any sort of information in there to who this might belong to?
You open the door to the office. Sitting in the chair is a woman in a vac suit, and there is a cutlass through her body and into the chair behind, and you can the face is preserved inside the vac suit, like kind of a look of fear, horror, and pain.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Um,
I'm still on the shuttle. Are we doing this over open comms?
Jack's-
Because
Jack's-
the three
I
of
would
you
think so.
chatting about dead bodies.
I think your vac
Yeah.
suits are just linked up, right?
I mean, Jack's seen probably
Yeah,
lots
it's
of
like
dead
great.
bodies in his line of work. Sure,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It just goes around looking through the
There's a computer there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got a computer, but I was
There's no
using-
power. It's dark, right? So your vac suit lights
Yeah.
are lighting up the space here.
So
And
I'm just looking to see if there's any paperwork or anything like that that might say who this actually belonged to. Obviously, clearly it belonged to someone before we
Sure.
turned up. But I want to know what Ash has got us into by giving us this ship.
Yeah. Well, you can't access any of the. It's like tablets and data
So
slates.
there's
and
nothing
stuff like that.
old fashioned there.
There's there are some, but they're kind of self-powered. In fact, there's like an iPad type thing, right? It's like a little tablet, and that is that's still got some battery power. Yeah. There's microfusion and stuff in Traveller. So it's underneath the computer monitor. It looks like it's fallen out of my hand and got tucked under there, so it hasn't drifted away or anything. And it's just there. You go pick it up, you tap the screen, the light comes on, right? But it's like a code. You got to punch in a.
Guy killed me, Jack. Killed me with a sword.
Anyway, while you guys are doing that, Simon, you've reached the back area, and you go in. The door leads into the power plant section, right? And you go in there, and lovely, good stuff. Big power plant. It is fusion power plant. Looks like a standard model. It looks like there's something attached to the power regulator system, which you figure, being the chief engineer that you are, that this is talking to the beacon and powering up a little bit to boost the thrusters, etc. And it looks like a very simple few lines of code type thing. Nothing. It's not hacking, but it's like automated task done when this says something. There's no one in the room. No dead bodies here. It will be a simple job to get the power back on if you want to make a hang on, I'm gonna get my screen out.
You're on mute, Simon.
Still on mute, Simon.
Still on mute. So
It was the cats. I had to mute because of the cats outside the window. I was like, it's like really? It's about 10 of them.
It's gonna be
So
it's gonna be an easy roll, right?
I'm gonna get my little console out and plug in and run a little diagnostic on engineering.
Yep.
So that they'll all have to wait 5 minutes.
The software's a little old on the Fusion Power core, you know, and you can update that, you know, because you've got the latest
Yeah.
patch, you know.
Yeah.
But everything looks okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Right. I won't do my that one's it's all the place same. Instead of normal average easy. Even I can pass an easy roll. Yay! Well, like just.
No, because easy is 4 plus, right? So you're
Yeah.
effective 10. So you're like literally just go over and
No,
go.
that is easy. I did roll easy. Rolling easy using engineer.
Yeah, he's got it on there.
14.
Yeah, but
the
it's
plus
saying
4.
sum 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
The effect should be the difference between the difficulty and your sum.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's not. The
Yeah.
effect there is just against 8. So your effect is 10.
Okay.
So you literally just lean in and go, and everything goes
Yeah.
up to full power. But you've checked everything thoroughly.
And an arm falls down on his shoulder, right?
on his face.
Everyone who was stuck on the ceiling.
A dozen people's worth of blood just all drops at once.
Yeah. No. As much as I love Event Horizon for its schlock. No, we're not in the Event Horizon episode.
That was a much cooler ship.
Yeah. Why would you design a ship to look like that? Anyway, yeah, no dead bodies fall from the ceiling. You turn the power on, the lights come on, and they come on for everybody. Right, so the lights come on in the bridge. The computer system starts to power up, and everything seems to be, you know, the computer comes on in the office, all that kind of stuff. Right. One thing you did notice, Simon, is that there was some power going to the low berths before you reinstigated the whole system.
Okay. I could probably do with someone else coming down here.
Oh, give me a sec. I've got to cycle the airlock to get on board. The others are playing around with dead folks up in the cockpit.
Gal was just telling everyone every ghost story he knows from spaceships.
Brilliant.
And Jack's turned his comm off for a second.
Okay, cool. So, Ness, you get into the
Yeah,
airlock.
I'll cycle the airlock
Cool.
and then go on down to meet up with
Ivik.
Ivik.
Yes. Cool.
Of course it is.
So while that's going on, Jack and Lewis, your power's just come on in the room. Was there anything that you wanted to check while you're there?
Has the office got one of those little slidey things with people's name? You know, with a little metal plate with a name on it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So Jack's gonna find like a black marker and write Jack Denver. Turn it around and write Jack Denver on it and slide it back in there.
Okay.
He's got a locker.
So it's now your office.
Now my office.
Okay, that's what you're doing.
It's also
Okay.
your bedroom though, because there's only 3 bedrooms on this
Yeah,
floor.
well, you
so
know.
I like the priorities. It's good. It's good.
And it
The
starts-
gravity does come back on, so people, the pilot's body slumps to the floor.
Yeah.
You know, the other one in the vac suit like slumps to the ground.
Sit yourself down, mate.
Yeah, yeah. You look like you need a rest.
And Gower hears like squeaky wheels in the background because I'm guessing there's a wheelie chair in the office that she was sitting in, and Jack's wheeling out the chair. He hasn't lifted out the body. He's like, work smarter, not harder. Pushing the chair with the body in it out into the hall. Rather than trying to lift her up. You know, it'll be heavy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're not space heroes then, we're space pragmatists.
Yeah.
I suppose we didn't make them dead. Probably.
It's not our fault as long as they don't haunt us. I'm not really fussed. I'm gonna check the ship systems that I can see from the bridge, though. See if everything appears to be working okay.
There seems to be a problem with the sensors. You know, some glitch to the sensors. I can't remember the other quirk. What was the other quirk?
Thrusters, wasn't it?
Thrusters.
Yeah. The thrusters have been firing on auto for last week. It's got caught in this kind of weird, like,
And they've
programming
had gas
glitch.
giant
There's
manta
like a bug
rays
in
having
there.
sex on the back of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, the thrusters don't look like they're working optimally, but other than that, it looks like a fine ship.
Except for all the dead folk.
Except for the dead people, and obviously strange cargo, and you know.
We haven't looked in the low berths yet.
If I can push us out of the gas giant atmosphere, then
Oh, so you're going to start to pilot up and out.
just slowly start pushing us yet.
Okay.
Do you want to leave
We'll soon
the?
find out if
Do you want to leave the
things
shuttle
go
on the
wrong.
out? Do you want to leave the shuttle on the outside, or do you want to park it inside? You don't really want to be flying around with this thing stuck to the side of your
Yeah, we'll
ship.
get ourselves up a bit first.
Okay.
It'll all be easier up
Got
in
room
the
to park the
darkness
shuttle?
of
Are
space.
we allowed to keep the shuttle? Are we supposed to press a button and have it robotically fly back to where it came from?
That depends on
They're
whether
going to want you
we
to drop
put
it
in our
off at
hangar
the
or
high
not.
port on the way out
Yeah.
of the system.
We'll have to drop it off when we go back. and
Yeah,
get
sure, we'll
stuff.
definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I like it. Okay.
As far as Gower is concerned, once you're aboard a ship, the ship is yours.
Kind of
No
true.
matter how many shares you...
It's Flopsy
Jack-
and Jetsam, isn't it? Which one is it?
And Jack gently reminds Gal that we have a contract to return it.
So
Yeah.
I'm updating all
An
the ship
extended
systems,
lease is also a possibility.
waiting for Ness.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
so
here.
Ness arrives in the power plant.
We should look in the low berths.
Well, I just walked past the low berths. Fine. Okay. Let's look in the low berths.
I'll
Okay.
work out which ones have signals on, and we shall go and look in them and do that whole wiping the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to go through the power plant, through the jump drive room. Oh no, through the power plant, through into number 14, where you can see the low
Yeah,
berths.
there's a little corridor there. It means we
Yeah.
don't have to go into the jump drive room.
Yeah.
I will
Wow.
look at Ness, and I will tell him you do
Bets?
not press any buttons. You do not press any buttons.
I don't need to press any buttons.
You do not press any
I-
buttons.
I'm not the one that's going to press buttons randomly. You're the chancer. You're the one who does the gambling.
I'm not biting.
Still, how many do you reckon? And how many are alive?
How many
Got what,
flashing lights?
16 low berths? So before we go
Yeah.
in, how many do you think we're going to be looking at, and how many of them will still be alive?
Well, it depends on how many little green dots it told me I was gonna, because there'll be a panel that tells you do which ones. What did I see?
You saw 3 green dots.
Did I see any red dots? As in, did I see any dots where it failed?
Yeah, 2 red dots, and the rest were
Empty.
blue,
Right, okay,
grey,
right.
you know, some kind of
Yeah, yeah,
neutral
yeah.
colour.
Well, if you've already looked, there's no point in like taking bets. Is there? Well, come on then. Let's have a look.
Okay, so you go into the low berth chamber, and immediately to your right, you can see that there are 2 dead bodies inside 2 low berths.
Right.
They have died, and there were two men in there,
Yeah.
as far as you can tell, and they are dead. They're wearing fairly smart clothing, and yeah.
I realise I'm only a field medic, but I don't think they're going to pull through.
Nope. They should never have been left in the ship like this.
Well, I think they might have been left in the ship like this on purpose.
Yeah, potentially.
And then there are
Let's
three.
find this other one then.
There are three.
Okay.
There are three low
Oh,
berths
three.
that have power in them,
Okay.
and you can see that there are people inside them.
Okay.
One looks like it's wearing kind of coveralls. It's hard to make much detail out, but it's a fairly young guy.
Yeah.
And then the other two are again sort of smartly dressed, sort of like work suits, kind of thing. A man and a woman.
Right. So I'll get the manifest to see if it tells us.
The manifest
whether or
does
not.
not show that there are any. It doesn't show any low berth occupancy.
Okay. So I should be able to tap into the low berth and see when they were entered, because it'll have the data for all their readings.
Yeah,
Like
the logs of all of
the logs.
Yeah, you can
So I'll be
go
able
back to
to
the earliest date of this.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, and work out when they were put into.
make a roll.
So computers, yeah.
Yeah, what's your computer skill?
I'll tell you where to find it. So it's just electronics then.
Yeah,
Normal roll, easy roll.
easy roll. Let me remove the ship from there.
Easy roll.
Oh, nice. So you pull up the details and the hang on 1 second. The guy in in coveralls comes up
Yep.
as Gary Knox and was put into the low berth. It was a self-entry.
Okay.
Yep.
Taking
Yeah.
a chance, isn't it?
And
I think, yeah.
the other two are down as Jackson Gavrin and Diana Maeve, and seem to have been put into the low berth 3 weeks ago. Gary's entry was about 10 days ago, self-entry.
How long did we think this had been here?
Week or so,
Yeah.
It's almost 10 days, might be, yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So someone will have to work out who these people are, and if these people were going somewhere, or if,
As
or if
you're-
they paid someone to go.
As you're
somewhere.
playing with Gary's low berth,
Yeah.
a little message appears.
Okay.
Please wake me up. It says.
Okay.
What could it mean?
I'll hit the button.
Okay, you hit the button.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes a while for a low berth to
Do we have atmosphere out here?
cycle out. Oh, yeah, the ship's now getting full of atmosphere.
It's going to be
and,
probably going to be like a good hour or two before
yeah,
this guy
it's
comes out.
He's going to wake up after a while. So you press the cycle button and his thing starts to wake up. You haven't got any other information on these other two people.
So we're still in system, aren't we? Which means we should be able to use the ships to connect to the system.
Yep. Once you're out of the magnetosphere of the gas giant, then you should be able to just hook up to the high port.
Yeah.
Digitally.
Maybe don't look them up just yet, because if they're killers, then looking them up might put them in a bad mood. And if they're hiding from killers, then they might come back to try and kill them again.
I'm not going to look anyone up. I'm a chief engineer.
Okay. Well, I'll take care of the investigation side of things then, shall I?
You can all hear this on the comms, by the way. This
Yeah.
is open comms. So, Captain Gower, are you you're bringing the
Yeah, I'm
ship out of
still
the atmosphere?
Pushing the ship up.
Did you make a roll for that one?
It didn't ask me to, so I sneakily didn't.
Okay, let's have a roll.
And
really
we all
gas
Still
Gastron,
just
right?
normal.
Yeah, just. I mean, no, it's a 6+ whatever that is on the
Simple.
simple. That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Simple.
I can do that.
Wow.
Ship rockets out.
+6. Where are you getting that +6 from?
That's the simple.
Yeah, that's the simple. +6.
I think that's how it adds it.
Yeah. And I rolled a
Right.
6 and a 4. And
Does
now
it the
plus
other way
1.
round? Is that right? So what did you actually roll? You rolled an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got
Plus
6
1.
and 4 and 11 +1. Oh, simples are 2 or more. No, sorry, I meant routine. But anyway,
Oh, right.
that's fine. So you got an effect of 5. Okay, that's good. So you start to ascend, right? And you're coming out of the deep and you're heading up towards the wisp. Once you're out into the wisp, then you can start to communicate outside of the magnetosphere, and that'll only be about 5-10 minutes, whereas it's taking you a while on the way down. Jack, what are you up to?
All the computers come back on now, haven't they? So I'm in the office tippy tapping,
Yes.
trying to work out. And I've heard them talking about people and their names. I'm guessing they gave their names over the intercom. So I'm tapping in to look into the ship sort of systems to see like crew names and
Okay.
former crew names and whatnot. See if any of these people marry up. So, what would you like me to roll on?
Some of that's easy, right? So Gary Knox comes up as a crew member, right?
Yep.
But then there's no listing of passengers, right? No one is officially a passenger on board the ship. Yeah, just like there is no official cargo on board the ship. However, it does log in the ship's systems that they had a course set for. Let me just get this right. Bear with me 1 second. I need to find my weird scientist planet. Phoenix.
Okay. Does it appear that anything's like sort of hidden on the computer? Can I use my investigative skills as an agent to dig a little bit deeper into this computer to see if there's anything else on there?
Investigate is more of a physical thing, right? Of questioning people in the right way and that kind of stuff.
But can I combine it with my skill of electronics computers?
Okay. So you can roll electronics computers, and I will make it easier for you because you have got the investigate skill. Okay.
Making it
So instead of it being no, it was going to be difficult.
So
it's just average now. So
it's average now.
Average electronics roll.
Yes.
Hang on, I don't think I've got the latest for you.
I rolled a 15.
Start interrogating the
15.
computer.
Jeez. Okay, the computer goes,
Tell
I'm
me
really
everything
sorry.
you know."
Here's everything you've got. So you saw that it was docked on. There's very little information. They've literally probably not even recorded it, not put it in and deleted it. They just haven't recorded it, right?
Okay.
But prior to this location, they were in Indaraligu.
Lovely.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm now going to sort of turn off the computers and start making my way towards the engineering to see who these two people are in the fridge.
Okay. Cool.
Gower, stay up here. I'm gonna go see what's in the
Sure.
fridge.
If the crates are full of credits, we're keeping them.
The crates were locked, weren't they?
Yeah, the crates are there. They're sealed, it seems, and they have a keypad on, but no external markings. They look like they're probably, now that all the lights are on and stuff, right, and you can sort of see a bit better, they look like they might be refrigerated crates.
Excellent. More bodies. Sorry, what? How many containers are there?
4 10-ton crates.
Packed full of fish sticks.
Aslan fancy dress outfits.
And
Okay.
Jack's just going to go join
Jack's
the
going
other
to
two.
go join the other two, right? So by the time all that's gone on and you've got out of the atmosphere, right, the low berth is open, the ship systems are all running. Ilvix had a check over everything. Nest's warming up the brain meats.
We're also doing the medicing and making sure that this guy doesn't die as he defrosts.
Yep, absolutely. Do we have to make a roll for survivors out of? Actually, we're not going to roll this. This is. We'll do that later if you get your own passengers.
Yeah, kill the plot NPCs.
And slowly this guy wakes up, and he's like, thanks. My neck always kills after.
You put yourself in low berth. What were you expecting?
I put them and me in low berth as part of the deal. So you guys are now running the Eonia.
Well, let's start at the other folks in low berths and the deal and the dead bodies. Be a good place to begin.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't really know too much about them. We picked them up. They were doing a deal, taking some dodgy stuff. Like I helped run the ship.
Oh, this is the
right?
crew guy, isn't it? Not
Yeah,
the business
yeah.
suit guy.
Yeah, he's got like coveralls on, and it's got a name tag on it. It says Gary. Yeah.
So what happened here, Gary? What's the story?
The old captain was doing some deals on the down low from the corp, and they weren't too happy about him skimming, but not gas giant skimming. He looks at you like it's a hilarious joke. So I was told like to there was a message sent down to me to get anyone not of the crew safely stowed away, and then lock myself away and wait for a relief team. I don't know who came down here. What did they take them away?
Take who away?
Captain and the pilot.
No, they're dead. They've been killed. Everybody's dead. Except you and these two strangers.
4, right?
No. You, two. There are 2 dead strangers over there.
Oh, shit. Oh.
This isn't a corporate telling off,
Oh.
is it? This is a bit more than that.
Well, like they were doing some, like, I don't know, dodgy stuff.
I'm gonna read his surface thoughts because he's ticking me off.
Mm-hmm.
There is surface faults.
Don't make me clear brain matter off the engineering.
And surface thoughts is an average roll.
Oh, I keep not being on the right screen. Here we go. I need a pee. I'm really hungry.
Is that Pete needs that?
And
or,
no, this is
yeah,
Gary.
Of course.
I need a
psychic
pee.
powers.
I'm really
Yeah,
hungry.
That was why I was confused.
And-
First he said I need a pee. And
yeah.
like, well, no, that's my job. I'm the psychic.
and then he's like, there's a feeling of confusion, but like that's slowly turning into acceptance, and just a like, yeah, I knew bad shit was going to happen. Yeah.
He is not the sharpest tool in the shed, is he?
Can I hit the head? Is that all right? I'm just
Yeah,
like
that might
dying
be a good
for
idea.
it. Yeah. He runs out. It's like goes straight to the facilities.
I'm gonna beep up to Jack. Beep, beep.
Well, Jack's
Jack, are you
just come.
listening?
Jack comes in as Gary is like leaving the room, and he's kind of like does a light little huh, and like goes through.
Oh, just calling you.
Hey.
That's Gary.
He's the crew.
Used to
He's a
work
member of the
here.
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
the
got him on.
brightest.
Well, he locked himself in a low berth. That's not...
He didn't just lock himself in low berth. He also locked 2 other people who he does not know the identity of, and the 2 other people who he does not know the identity of, who are dead, into low berths. And I'm glad they've not been here for long and the ship was powered down, because those are going to be nasty to clean out. And that is not my job.
No, it's all right. I'll take it from here. And Jack presses some buttons to start opening the 2 dead ones, not the live ones. He's going to do a physical.
Ooh, okay.
He's going to do a physical investigation of the 2 dead ones
There's going to be a
first.
bit of a smell in this room soon.
Gary doesn't know anything. He's gone to the toilet and then he's hungry, so he will probably go up to the staff lounge. But maybe we want to keep him there, just in case.
That's a good idea. You guys probably won't want to be here in a minute. It's not going to smell pretty.
Yeah.
May increase the airflow from the bridge.
What do you want to do about these other 2? Just leave them in there for now.
No, I'm going to get them out and have a look at them.
The alive ones.
Oh, we'll leave those ones in there.
Leave them in there. Okay.
Because if anything, that the 4 of them are probably together. We might be able to get some information from the dead ones before we let the live ones out.
Yeah. Well, give me a shout when you're ready to work with the alive folks, because I could probably get more information out of them. I mean, on paper, I'm an archaeologist, but I've also studied a little bit of psychology and sophotology, so I could pick up tells.
Cool.
Sure.
Okay.
Always happy for the help.
So you're gonna open the low burst with the dead bodies in.
That's right.
Filling the chamber with a foul smell.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna like go through their stuff.
Can they be disconnected and wheeled to an airlock?
They can be disconnected and wheeled out of this room.
Okay, so you're gonna do
So
that
don't
first.
open
And if someone had actually asked the person who's an expert on life support systems,
I think Ness just
Uh,
did. Ness just
yeah.
said, "Can they be wheeled out
That's
of the room?"
before he opens them. I was literally
Oh, right.
asking, can these be disconnected and wheeled to an airlock?
we can literally just take them into the outside.
Yeah.
What's containing the smell in this room?
Yeah, but this room is also the low berth room, and that smell lingers.
Yeah.
So
take them to an airlock. The airlock
take it to the
cycles
airlock,
all the shit out, doesn't it?
and the
Everything
airlock
gets
will
sucked
get
out.
rid of it all.
All right. You obviously have not wheeled a dead body for a ship before.
No, you're wheeling the actual
But no, I
Berth.
haven't.
I am
You are
aware.
Correct.
low berth.
You
I am
are
aware.
quite correct. I have
Ka-dunk.
never wheeled a dead body. No, that's not true. I have. But they were a lot more dead than them.
We are now wheeling dead bodies through the ship.
Gary appears and says, "Oh, do you need a hand with that?" And he's got a little
Yes.
he's
Thank
got a
you,
little
Gary.
truck. He's got a little
Thanks,
truck.
Gary. Can you get that to the airlock?
Sure, boss.
Not the one we're docked at, the other one.
That's upstairs.
Not the upstairs one. Don't
No,
take it to
that's
the
the
upstairs
upstairs.
one. That's
It's near
the
your
guest
bedroom,
one.
right? I think you
Yeah.
should move your shuttle.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all like get in there. He says, pointing to the front section, and then you could like fly your shuttle in and shut the outer doors if you wanted. You could park it over there. He says.
Yeah.
Let me get us out of the gas giant's atmosphere first.
Yeah, I think you're kind of coming out now. Yeah.
All
So-
right. I'll move the shuttle.
There's some shenanigans for like half an hour of like, right, get in the thing, fly it round. Everyone's in a safe space.
All right, we
Right.
need to move that, but we can't move that until we've moved that. Okay, move that first. All right, well, we need these to move so we can move
Sliding piece puzzle.
that. Yeah.
And eventually, you are all in the right place. And Dan, you're in the airlock with the load berths, and well, with one of them. The other one's just outside. You've got to open one at a time, and it's because it's a small space.
Yep.
And enough time has passed that you've opened it. Have you got your like vac suit on or something so you're not smelling it?
No, it's a
you're
dead body.
You're fine. Okay.
Stripped to the waist with a chainsaw in each hand.
No, just in my usual. I've taken the vac suit off and I'm in my usual attire.
Stripped to the waist, but top on.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to root through, do some investigating, and so do you want me to do investigation or do you want me to do recon?
It's going to be investigation, I think.
That's fine.
But to be honest, I don't think you need to make a roll, right? Because
Okay.
anything they have on them, you will find, right? Maybe there's some gross shit floating around, but they effectively have very expensive watches, wrist timepieces, whatever they're called, time bands, and
The kind that someone on an average salary wouldn't be able to afford.
oh yeah, it's like a big space Rolex, right? And their communicators are needlessly expensive, right? Their suits are tailored, right? And they have credit. They've got credit chips on them, and they've each got 10,000 credits of local cash to play around with.
Jack's obviously pocketing all of that.
So we're going to keep all of that.
Jack hasn't told you it was in there.
Yeah,
Jack's in the airlock
Airlock
alone.
security cameras.
Can I use deception to try and hide all of this as I'm going through all of it?
I think
Just
we're probably all a bit too busy to be watching the airlock security cameras, to be
true.
fair.
Yeah.
true.
No, that aside. So,
So right
basically,
now, that the others may not know that you've got it, but if they wanted to go back through the security footage, they would they would see it, right? Because
yeah,
airlock
that's
security
fine.
is kind of quite.
He's pocketed it for
secure.
now. He's the
He's
suits.
got a big shiny watch on.
No, he's kind of put them inside. He's kind of put them he's actually put them inside little evidence bags type
Okay.
things. Because they're probably a bit gross from being on the body, so they need cleaning up anyway. So the suits, like, are they like sort of corporate? Like, oh, I'm from the corporate world. Do these guys basically look like they're from the corporate world?
Maybe corporate adjacent.
Jason.
Maybe
So
they think of
they're
themselves.
lawyers.
They think of themselves as businessmen.
Oh, they're from a firm.
Yeah. And don't suppose the tailor of the suit is one I would recognise? Is there a name on the tailor of the suit? The nice suit will always have the tailor name on the inside.
Big Vinny's Gangster Tailors.
I mean, that's a bit on the nose, but sure.
It is a suit that was made on. Bear with me while I get the map up. I can't read it on that picture. It was made on Tizayuka, where everything is needlessly expensive. Or so you've heard.
I've heard in conversation.
Streets aren't paved with gold, they're paved with iridium. Costs more.
So I'll just do a thorough investigation, both of them, see what I can get up. So I think Jack's going to surmise that these are wannabe rich people, most likely criminals. And I'm just going to relay all that back to the crew once I've jettisoned the bodies out into space, and I give the pods back to Gary to clean up. And
How's every use?
like Gary,
Yeah.
hose them down.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, these guys, he's like, oh, these guys were like swinging it around everywhere, and like they weren't very. I mean, you guys have been here about 5 minutes, and you're nicer to me than those guys were. They were complete arseholes, but I was told to preserve them.
Here you go, Gary, and he throws him a bag with one of the watches in.
He looks at it like, wow. He
He'll need
stuffs it
cleaning up.
inside. Stuffs it
He'll need
inside.
cleaning up, but that's all yours.
Thanks.
Is there a jacket going spare?
No, the jackets went into space with the gooey dead parts.
Damn it.
Hey, you're the pilot. You could fly down and catch them before they enter the gravity incline.
Oh,
Sure. Who wants to lean out the side?
so I'm gonna go catch up with Gower and then potentially Ness if he's in the bridge as well.
Okay. So you're all kind of gathered near the front of the ship. Or is Eidvik at the back, or are you coming to the front to check the other systems?
No, I'm currently polishing some things because it's quite dusty.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so Jack, Ness, and Gower are in the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're now clear of the gas giant, and you've got the readings for Leheric and for the high port. You're aware of your nearest jump point, right? Because it's got to be 100 diameters out from any large body because of gravity impact. So it'll take you like a few days to get back to Leheric High Port, or you could fly out to a jump point. The ship is fueled.
Let's take this
The
shuttle
beacon's
back.
still on it?
The beacon is still attached to it, right? But it seems that you can power it down from inside.
I mean, power it down. I want to detach it.
I can detach it.
Is that not a crime? Do we not have to get it like officially detached?
No,
by
this
port
isn't
authorities?
your transponder. This is an additional beacon that could be picked
Yeah.
up in the atmosphere of a gas
No,
giant.
but like when you're parking and they put one of those things on the grav
a clamp.
drive.
Yeah.
Well,
A grav
we'll
clamp.
leave it here with the shuttle and they can come pick it up.
I've got stuff to collect in Highport.
Yeah, we should go back to high
We are
port.
also under contract. Just going to remind you again, Gower.
That too.
Hey, my next question was going to be where do you want to go? So,
Let's go to the high port.
Okay.
okie dokie.
I'm not going to make you roll for point and fly. So you spend a few days going back to the high port. There's a bit of traffic in the system. You know, this is the kind of de facto centre of trade for the Coralline League, since all the other systems have kind of broken away. But there are traders from those other factions here as well. So, you know, you can see some ships on that like slow burn into the system. You know, so there are like little traces on your sensor panel showing some ships moving in, some heading out to a jump point. And there's a bit of friendly banter, comms chatter between them, with the kind of usual thing. Pilots like to talk to each other and recommend routes, and you know, any issues in that system. If someone's just come out of a system as well, come back from a system, then there's a news update and all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna head back to Leheric. Is there anything people want to do for the next couple of days while that's
Fight
going
over
on?
who gets what room.
Jack's
Sure.
already put his name on the room.
You just want the office.
Yeah.
You don't want a bedroom.
I mean, if there's one going, he'll
state-
take one. But
The staterooms.
Yeah, so there's 3 on this level, and then there's 7 on the level above.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could technically keep the level above powered down to conserve energy.
So that's for passengers, yeah?
Yeah.
The upper level is for your passengers, and the downside level
But
is
if
for
we're going to
your
have a
crew.
room each, then we'll need to use one of those as well. And what are we doing about matey Gary?
No, I've got a hammock in the in with the low berths.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure our
Yeah.
engineer probably lives in the engineering
Yeah,
zone.
yeah. There isn't.
Gower is mostly just
Yeah.
asleep behind the
I mean,
pilot.
literally, you're going to have to hack the door to get into engineering. I mean, it's not going to be difficult because obviously my ability to put security software on anything would be quite limited. But you will still have to hack engineering to get in.
Well, Gary hangs around engineering as well sometimes, so he's
Just
there.
our general system.
So you're kind of tidying up the ship, getting it nice. Is anyone going to try and open the crates in the middle?
That
of
was
the...
exactly what I was about to say. Jack was going to try and work out what's in these crates by getting one open.
Okay.
Would you like me to do a computer electronics for the keypad or a physical type thing?
It's up to you. How do you want to open it? Do you
Oh,
want to
we'll
bust
try-
it open? or
I
do you wanna-
tried to open it normally before I
Okay.
tried to break it open.
Sure.
I guess
There is a big loading crane as well that you could pick it up with and smash it if you want to really break it open.
It's
Hopefully
full
that
of
will,
eggs.
yeah. Hopefully we're not going to need to do that.
Do you need a hand?
13.
No, you don't.
13. Pretty good. Okay. So it takes you a little while, right? But you're kind of like link up your thing, tapping stuff. Look, it's oh my god, is Millie's clones in the tank? No. Let's let a car in. And you kind of try a few things. It takes you a little while, but after like a few hours of doing it, you crack open this. It just like unlocks, and there's kind of cold air that kind of comes out of it. You can tell it's definitely refrigerated. There's that kind of dry ice that kind of creeps out over the top, and the once you've unlocked it, the lid slides off the top of this huge thing. So it's kind of like a massive crate, right? So it's big cube thing that you can like.
Excellent. What's inside?
There's loads of packs of like chemicals, like this kind of fine like blue crystally stuff, and
Blue
some
crystally stuff.
ampules of like what looks like urine. It's
Option A,
dark.
copper sulfate. Option B, shit, it's that stuff from The Expanse. Proto molecule. Crap loads of it.
It's not a protein molecule. To an agent of experienced years, these look like drugs.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Do I need to roll streetwise to work out their drugs?
No. Yeah.
We'll get Gary to test it and see what it is.
He's got so many uses.
I mean, could I use streetwise to work out what kind of drug and what kind of market it would be in?
Yeah, sure.
I got a 10.
These, so like you kind of take it out, you kind of the crystally stuff, you kind of crush it a little bit, and you're like, you kind of
do the old,
like the cops in the films where they go, oh yeah, that's really good shit. Like, the other liquid, when you get it out and you see the ampule and the mark on it, you kind of realize that one is the blue crystalline stuff is like a recreational awareness broadening kind of psychedelic, but not in a psychotropic, it's psychedelic kind of thing.
Yep.
And the other is like it's not combat drugs, but it's like a performance enhancing, like the kind of thing.
Physical or mental?
Mental, the kind of thing that
Nootropics.
students, the kind of thing students would take to like ace their exams, for their revision period, to cheat on that kind of thing.
And does there happen to be a university or very expensive like place like that on Venice where the ship was heading?
Phoenix has got a large scientific community living in a feudal technocracy with extremely strict laws.
Cool. Okie dokie.
It's a
Right.
garden planet where they've become obsessed with the plant life, and it's there. It's like the most verdant planet in this region, and it's got all these cool bio things going on with it. It doesn't have. It's like got really strong lore. So there's, as far as you know from your experience, there's very little kind of black market. Everything has to be. There's nothing generated there, right? It has to be brought in from somewhere else.
Okay. Right. Okay, well, I shall inform the crew that we have this very large stockpile of illegal substances on the vessel with us now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be down as
So, what we doing?
illegal biochemicals.
Selling it, throwing it
and
out,
you've got
selling it.
what would be about 50,000 credits worth of illegal biochemicals.
Pouring it.
Oh no,
all
sorry,
into a big bath and then taking a
100,000
bath in it.
credits. So you got basically two lots, so two at 20 and 20. Yeah.
That's 100,000 credits.
I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong if you get all of them and put them in a bath with a psychic. Psychedelics, nootropics, psychic powers, all jumbled up together. It'd be great. We'll have a
Do
fun
you
time.
think if we do that you could move the ship through space on your
I
own?
am positive that I could do that.
Ness would think that's happening. I'm moving the ship. Like no, I'm
And
like,
everyone's just sort
steering
of standing there like, okay.
I think it's the thrusters. Okay, so what else are people doing? So you've opened the cache up. You've seen there's drugs. You haven't opened the other ones, but like they look identical and the power readings are the same. You figure that that's probably what's in those things. That or 40 fresh corpses. You know, who knows.
I'm going to go and take a poke about the upper deck, wander around, check the guest staterooms, see if there's anyone dead in any of them.
There is someone dead up there.
Oh, I'm glad to check this now rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're thinking we might, well, wherever we head, wherever we're going to go from to, we may as well take passengers because you've got space for them. That's one way we can generate income if we are going to go somewhere else, and it'll probably take a couple of days in Highport to source that.
Yeah, but we also need to find out what we're going to do with this mass of drugs because at some point someone's going to want to check our ship, and
But if
we have
but if
cargo crates full of drugs.
If we're in Highport, looking up, getting some passengers lined up, then maybe someone could line up moving.
Yeah,
that.
we could just maybe offload those in Highport and move on.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a
just
reward for handing them
open
over to the authorities.
airlock.
Well, I was just going to suggest maybe I can hit up a few old contacts in my old work place and see if I can't hand over the two in the low berths and this drugs without getting us wrapped up in any mess.
That sounds like a plan.
And that's what I'll do, Pete. And I'll utilize my new contact that's been sitting in my thing to make a contact with one of my old work colleagues.
Okay.
Basically, to see if we can get this handed over to a corporate agent with the two people who are in low berth that are still alive as well, because they're most likely the criminals involved in such a matter.
Okay. Your friend is called Grayson Mirror.
Oh, excellent name.
And you get through to them on a secure line. And they say, "Oh, hey, haven't seen you heard or seen from you in a long time. How's it all going?"
Well, you wouldn't believe it, Grayson. I've retired and I'm embroiled in something. I just want to hand it over to you. We've found 4 10-ton crates in this ship that's been given to us by a mutual friend, and it's got recreational awareness drugs, clearly illegal, the blue crystally ones. You know the ones I'm talking about, and performance enhancing and it was on its way to Phoenix as well. So, and we got at least 2 of the potential accomplices, and I want to just hand it all over to you guys for you guys to deal with it because I'm retired.
There's a slight delay on the communications. Well, that sounds like a real... you can see him kind of... that sounds like a real pickle. Yeah, how about we have you meet one of our trawlers before docking at Highport? That might be a better way for you to, a rendezvous.
Just like the old days.
Yeah, and we can take that off your hands. Dispose of it if that's what you need.
Much obliged, Grayson. I'll let you know when we're closer to Highport.
Okay.
Yeah, and as we get closer, I'll notify him, and I'll tell the crew that I've managed to offload the both the criminals and the drugs to the agency.
So did you? I'm assuming you didn't wake them up.
No, I left them in. No, once I established they were criminals, I didn't think it was in our best interest to wake them up.
No. They don't
Hey,
need to
you
see
guys
us.
criminals?
May not want
No.
to be arrested.
Yes,
So we'll hand them over in their low berth.
in the low berths, yeah.
Now, this dead body upstairs.
Yes.
What, the Jetson one?
No, I found another body.
In the staterooms.
I have a contact who's recently died of being murdered. I
Oh,
wonder if
yes.
this could be them,
Okay.
perhaps.
That's
Or if you've
that's
got
cool.
someone else in mind,
No.
I'm cool with it not being them.
No, that works.
This is
So-
one of my muster out benefits. That lasted a long time, didn't it?
Yes. You haven't seen Natalia in a long time. And when you roll her body over and see her face, you are shocked.
Oh, shit.
So what did Natalia do other than be part of a traveller crew? What did she do before being a traveller?
She was a fixer. A middle person. Lining people up with jobs, passing contacts, that kind of thing.
Sounds
Very.
sounds appropriate. Yeah. She fixes no more. Yeah. Clearly, she got in and over her head, dealing with groups that pissed off 4X Tech or someone linked to them.
Well, I'll pat her down, see if she's got anything on her that could tell us anything.
She has got a slate or whatever it's called. I keep forgetting what they call it in this game. A computer, like a tablet. What do they call it? Just a mobile com.
Yeah, mobile com.
Yeah, mobile com. Yeah. And it has got some contacts on there. And one of them is a contact on... I keep having trouble saying the name because it's convoluted.
Indorali.
Indaraligu. Indaraligu. A recent contact. Maybe like the call before a recent jump.
Bear that in mind in case we're passing that way.
Yep. And there's personal effects for some of them, but there's nothing of value. It seems like a lot of the drawers and things have been kind of emptied. The only thing that she has other than that is a small sidearm, like stashed under the bed. Someone obviously didn't bother to check everything. It's a slug pistol.
Anybody use those?
We can stick in the locker.
Cool.
A laser kind of guy.
Yeah.
Captain Gower, were you up to anything, or are you
Yeah.
just chilling and flying?
Well, just be like, yeah. Well, five corpses is it's not the highest on a ship takeover, but it is a high average. And other than that, he's going to spend his time piloting in his underwear at night,
I mean, it's a little bit weird.
singing
that-
space shanties with the other ships.
It's a bit
cool.
weird that my fixer contact was found on the ship that you got through another contact.
I mean, it's a small universe in the end.
It
Everything,
really isn't. That's
everything
literally
falls.
the point. Is it's very large.
I do worry about the fact you're the pilot, Gower.
Yeah. So we're going to get a new paint job. when we,
Everything,
get back to
everything
High Guard.
falls together at some point. It's just space.
Yeah, I think a new paint job is probably more of a priority now than it was before,
Yeah.
and perhaps a new transponder.
I don't think we'll be able to.
I mean, like a legal one. Can you not re-register? Tell them the transponder got broken or something.
Well, we.
Do you want me
can.
to run it into something?
No, no.
Is that optional?
Donk.
We probably can fix up some. Well, it would be quite expensive to do that.
Just an idea. I don't really.
I mean, to be honest,
understand.
unless you had a contact who could
He's dead.
get hold of the agency and have it done, then physically doing that would be quite.
Don't worry about it then. I shall let my contact go from the airlock with a sad wave. Bye.
You are
I'll
given
pull on the space horn.
Gower, you are given the ident of the Manticore, which is a freighter vessel, to rendezvous with before reaching Highport, near Highport.
Gower, please don't crash into this one.
Okay, we doing this then? So is there a reward for this, or are we just like
The
giving
reward
them
is
free
that
stuff?
we ain't going to end up in jail at some point because we've got drugs on our ship.
Yeah, but free
And besides, I got
stuff. We could
these,
use the crate.
and I show him the two £10,000 credits. So it's 20,000. So there's our reward: 20,000 credits split 4 ways. That's 5,000 each.
So do you think the other two in the berths have credits on them?
We're
Not
not
waking them up is worth more.
Okay.
Have you ever been
okay.
in a gunfight, Gower?
Well, I mean, yeah, I've seen one from really far away.
Well, if we wake them up, there might be one really, really close.
I'm pretty sure the door to the bridge locks. So, you know.
Brilliant.
Just
But
duck the
sure.
ship, Gower.
Gary,
Okie dokie.
Gary. What do you want to do, my friend? We can let you off at Highport if you want to move on. You could stay on.
You haven't
as...
moved my stuff out of my room, have you?
Well, not yet.
Okay, well, I mean, I've been working on the ship for like years now. I mean, if you're happy to have me, I'll just like keep the, food coming and the power running and the airlocks humming.
Oh, do you do stewarding then?
Well, ish stuff. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, the smaller ones go on the outside, right? That's
Maybe I'll take over that side of things, and you could deal with the other side of it.
Like when things get covered in shit.
Yeah. That
I
there
can
we go.
clean. I can scrape that kind of stuff. If you need someone to like hose down corpses.
Yeah.
Like I did 3 days ago already for you guys, then I'm quite happy
All right.
to
So
do
what
that.
what was your previous contract like? Let's talk numbers.
That is a good question. He states a reasonable number, which I don't have to hand right now, but can get for you. Where are we?
just like to point out, it does seem to really specialize in corpse cleanup. Like,
Yeah.
has
What does that
anyone
say
inquired about the actual making of the corpses as well? Because, you know,
So I'm just
Gower
trying to find
starts locking the
NPC.
bridge door at night.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea, right?
Not given how the previous occupants ended up. No.
I will find that, and we will figure that out. But you have a chat about money with Gary. He's not expensive. He's, as you know, fairly reasonably. You know, he's got
He's a deckhand,
reasonable
basically.
expectations. He's a deckhand, can like repair a few things. He's got engineering, electronics. You know, so he knows.
And he's
to
just
look-
been given a very expensive watch.
Yeah,
So-
he's been paid for months.
Yeah, he keeps telling you the time.
He
Yeah,
really isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, is he?
but he seems very capable.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
with
that's
whatever.
cool.
Whenever you ask him to do something, he does it. He does it quickly. He does it well.
He's an
And,
apprentice, really, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. As you are flying towards the ident that you've been given, a subsidized liner hoves into view. Large cargo vessel. Could be passengers, could be cargo, you're not sure. Looks like cargo from how it's fitted out. Is you're thrusting on a intercept vector, and after a while you can see them slowing down, and you slow down, and you are commed by a rather blunt but not rude chap with a big beard, and he's like, are you dropping off? I've been told you're dropping off.
That is correct.
All right, well, a little ping appears and indicates like a docking port, an airlock. Well, be about it then.
Yeah.
All day. We don't want to be in proximity for too long. You know, Highport will want a record of any kind of activity we've been up to.
I'll start docking then.
Okay.
And add a
Make a-
story about ships meeting in the night or something.
Okay.
Just to make everyone
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Make a pilot roll as you make a slightly suggestive story about docking in the night.
Just normal average.
One down.
Routine.
Routine. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, you dock well, and the airlock opens, and two sort of physically fit-looking people come in, a human and a Varga, and they are kind of in tough-looking clothes with kind of protective pads on the knees and elbows, and they look like they're, you know, do the moving and the hauling and stuff, and they've got kind of big gear to like take the berths off you, so you're down 2 low berths.
I'm waiting for the 2 low berths, the exchanging to come back.
And in their docking area, when they take them in, you can see a couple of guys with like rifles. So
It's a shame we crashed.
So they take the low berths into their ship and close the airlock.
And they take all the drugs as well, I'm assuming. Right?
Oh yeah, sorry, and they take the drugs. They take the drugs as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, one of the guys like it's like the other bloke's like, oh fuck it. Come on. So you head into yeah, so much for docking well. Everyone thinks the screen went blank because you crashed. That's great. So
See, they've met our pilot as well.
yeah. So the airlock closes and they take all the bad stuff away.
Yeah.
And all it cost you was 2 low berths.
Yeah.
And then the Manticore captain comms you. Farewell.
Thank you very much.
Very blunt.
Yeah.
Just like, and then
All right, Beardy. See you around.
They look like they're heading out of system, and you head in towards Highport. And we'll say that you dock at Highport. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Or should we make Lewis roll for every pilot roll?
Every pilot roll.
Just to see how quickly we all die or not.
Yeah.
Surely at Highport it would all be handed over to automated systems.
Automated
that would,
systems, yeah, and little bots appear and latch
Like
onto
in
your ship.
Elite 2 Frontier, when you used to you didn't have an autopilot to get a docking
Yeah.
computer, but then you bought the docking computer and you're like,
Yeah.
thank fuck for that. I'm not going to crash and die every time I dock my ship. So we will have someone roll 1d6.
Simon's in charge of rolling.
Oh, I've got
This is for the docking fees.
Oh.
Well, I think Lewis should roll for that, really.
yeah.
I'll just give him a Rolex.
4. Okay. 4,000 credits to dock.
I wish to negotiate on that point and use my broker skill to get it down.
Okay.
We end up with a 3 mile.
There we go. 15.
Yeah.
They
They pay us.
No, they've got to do an opposed. I think they've got to do an opposed roll. If I remember rightly.
4,000? You're taking
Yeah,
the piss,
So
mate.
They pay us to dock.
I got 11.
Oh.
And you got 15, so you
15.
beat me by 4. Okay, so that's pretty good. So they say, okay, yep, fair enough.
Look, we're just coming in and we're going out
You're
again.
doing
We're
a
not...
short stay. You're promising a short stay, not a full week.
That's
Okay,
right.
Three grand.
Yeah, that sounds a bit fairer. Thank you kindly.
How much money have we got in the collective pot?
Do we have a collective pot?
So I put 5 grand in the collective
Yeah,
pot.
you're paying for everything.
We have a collective pot.
That's the
fine.
collective pot.
I
Everything you steal, you're
Who
paying
else
for
put
everything.
stuff in the?
Who's playing the thief? Right, write down all the treasure.
Yeah.
Who's putting more? Who's
should say
putting
Dark
what
Delver.
into
Who's
the
playing the Dark
collective?
Delver?
I'll also happily put 5,000 in a collective
Oh,
pot.
okay. And
There's a
what you
minted.
got 20? And you got 20 grand, did you? You got 20 grand.
Oh, actually, do you know what? Well, let's put that 20,000 in the collective pot.
okay.
There we go.
So you're putting you're putting 5 in, and we're putting the 20,000 in as well.
Yeah.
So we're up to 30,000 in the collective pot.
It's a good
Yeah.
pot.
Okay, minus
Time to
3.
buy some goats.
Minus
So
3.
we're down to 30. We're down to 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the ship payment part of my thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
You put it in your.
I'll keep
thing.
track of that.
Well, you're the broker, so
I
you're
am.
going to buy and sell. So
Cool. Okay, so down to 27,000.
yeah.
Okay, so you're now in port. What do you guys want to do? And what are you going to try? Do you want to gather some? I'm guessing you're probably going to want to look for trade and passengers. Yeah.
Ideally,
Yeah.
both going to the same system.
Well,
Yeah.
what I was
We'll
doing
be going.
last time I did this was like roll for different systems, but you don't do that. You just go, we're going there, and then people go, aha, here's trade and here's passengers.
Yeah.
Right. And also you can roll for post. Millie's put post in the
Yeah.
chat.
Post is always in
makes,
trouble.
post makes you the
To
most
finish,
money.
we're getting towards the end of the session, but we're going to roll for our passengers and our trade. Let me get to the right section.
Does my administration help any?
Well, we'll see in a
Whilst we're
moment. Here we go. Passengers. Passage on board any ship is standardized into 3 categories: high, middle, and basic. This is 3 categories: high, middle, basic, and low.
Yeah.
Isn't that 4?
No, because
affecting
low
the-
berths are just the freezer, aren't they?
Yeah, true. So let's have a look.
You need different staterooms for high. You
Yeah,
need like luxury staterooms for high.
it requires a stateroom, 1 ton of cargo space, and 1 level of steward per 10 passengers. So middle requires a stateroom, 100 cargoes of cargo, 100 kilograms of cargo, and 1 level of steward per 100 passengers. Basic requires 2 tons. Oh, hang on. Staterooms will be shared, 2 people to a room. Blah blah blah. 2 tons of spare room on the spacecraft. A resilient personality on the part of the passenger, and comes with a 10 grand baggage allowance, 10 kilogram baggage allowance. Low passage, being cryogenically frozen and stuffed into a tube with the intention of being thawed out when the destination is reached. Travellers considering taking passengers on their own ships should consult the spacecraft chapter for the requirements needed to do so. But you've got low berths and you've got staterooms, so you can take, how many was it, 7? So you could take 7 high or middle passengers or 14 basic passengers, right?
Yeah, I have steward 1 if that matters at all for the.
So you could have up
Okay.
to 10 high passengers. So you could get
I
high
also have
passengers.
steward 1.
Okay, right. Well, that's cool. Okay, having enough staterooms or low berths on board a starship is one thing, but travellers looking to make money from bringing passengers on board must find them first. The number of potential passengers seeking passage to any given destination varies depending on a number of factors. When looking to see how many passengers are available, roll 2d on the passenger traffic table 4 times. So I think you should each roll one of them, right? And we'll have Ben roll high for the high.
Are we allowed to have high? I thought you had to have specialised extra spanky staterooms.
No,
for
I think
high
you just have
passengers.
to give them
Well,
just more.
It's
have more
more. You've got
cargo,
more
isn't it?
cargo
Yeah,
space.
more cargo.
Okay.
And you don't have to take them, right? This is whatever route you're going on are their passengers,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So Ben, you're going to roll for high passage. Dan,
Yep.
you're going to roll for middle passage. Simon, you're going to roll for basic, and Lewis, you're going to roll for low.
Freezer people.
2d6 or 1d6?
2d6. Now,
Oh no. What is it?
so wait,
Slash in front of the roll.
Oh,
yeah.
slash
Yeah.
roll space 2d6 2d6. Yay!
there are some modifiers to this. So you get a bonus based on the steward skill on the ship, the highest steward skill on the ship,
Yeah.
which is 1.
Which is 1.
Right, so you get +1 to these rolls. The high passenger person gets -4.
Wow.
So you're
Thanks.
monitoring your own number right now, and you're going to give me your final number. I'm going to read through all these modifiers,
6.
and you do your number.
+1,
Yeah.
-4.
Yep. Hold on to it. Don't tell me a number yet. Low
Okay.
passengers
Yeah.
get +1 to your roll. For both source and destination worlds, apply these DMs. If the world is population 1 or less, -4. No. 6 to 7. Herrick is a population. I think it's. Where are we?
Have a look quick.
8. Population 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 or more is +3. Okay. And it's an A starport, isn't it? Yep. A starport. So +2. It's not an amber zone or a red zone. Okay. So that should give you your final number. Ben.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But
So
I've also got Traveller's Aid Society membership. I don't know if that helps.
no.
Okay.
So you rolled a 3 on the table, so you get to roll 1d of high passage people. So roll one dice, and that's how many high passage people there are. I will note this down in our Discord to monitor it. What did you get?
2.
So two high passage. Okay, Dan, what was your final number result?
Mine's very high, so maybe
Yeah,
I worked out. You
that's fine.
gave
Oh, mine's high.
it was +3 for the
Yep.
population, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, 12 then. Yeah. So I
12.
did calculate. I think
Okay, so
maybe
you get
Ben forgot to add 3 to his
You
one.
get 4d of
4D.
middle passage
No,
people.
I had to take dice off of mine.
Roll 46.
Yeah, but you got the bonuses as well.
Yeah. Did you forget? Did you get the bonuses for the 4 for the 3 for
I
the
think you
planet?
need to
and
roll
2?
another d for
Oh,
the high
okay.
passage people.
Right,
Yeah.
I do then, yeah.
Yeah, because you got plus. You essentially got +5 from the planet and the starport.
Okay, I didn't count them. My bad.
That's all right.
So that's actually 8 that I was at.
Yeah, so just roll another dice for the number of high passengers. And Dan, you rolled 10. Right?
Yeah.
It's another 2.
10 middle. So that high passage is actually 4. Okay. Right. The basic, Simon?
I was doing low.
No, I was doing
No.
You were basic.
Lewis was doing low. You were basic.
I was basic.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I was
Yeah,
just-
basic.
Take one off of it.
Just take one off
oh,
it.
11.
11. So you get 4D of low passengers.
Okay. 4D, right. Forward. Roll. 4D6.
15. Okay. 15. Basic. And then Lewis.
13.
13. 4D
Yeah.
again. 15.
So 15.
Okay, so 15 low passage. Okay, so there are a bunch of people wherever we're deciding to go. There, these people are looking to go there. From a freight traffic perspective, we do a similar roll. Maybe we should each roll an exciting passenger. We can maybe do that on the Discord later.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, freight. Travellers not wishing to risk speculative trade can go for the safer option of shipping freight. Freight shipments pay a fixed rate as shown on the passage and freight table. So it's like just fill up your cargo. Yeah. Or you can do some more funky trading and go to try and use broker, find a supplier, find a black market person, purchase goods.
I think we need to build up our cash before we can do that. Really.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I agree.
It's a bit tricky. Okay, so roll. We're going to roll 3 times on the freight tables, but don't roll yet because we're going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the modifiers. So who's not rolling freight?
I'm not rolling freight.
Okay, so Ben, you're rolling major.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you're rolling minor, and Lewis, you're rolling incidental. So
It's because I have the highest sock rating.
yeah.
So is it because I have the lowest?
And it's you, Ben. That's high, you know. Okay, so actually roll it and then we'll add the numbers on again. So we'll do it the same again. So you guys roll 2d6. Okay, now there's modifiers. So again, I'm going to read them all out. You add yours up and then tell me the number at the end. So for major cargo, -4. For incidental cargo, +2. The population is 8 or more, so +4. Yeah. Starport A, +2. Tech level 9 or more, +2. That's
11.
your numbers. 11. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 4D of major cargo. So let's have your 4D. 17 units of major cargo. Okay. Dan, what did you end up with?
13.
13. That's 5D.
Oh, I thought 4 was going to be the highest. Damn it, I wrote 4. There we go. 19.
19. Nice. So 19 middle cargo. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. And then, right, incidental. What did you get?
18.
18. Wow, 8D of incidental cargo. These are all the little odds and sods. 31. Okay, 31 incidental cargo.
Do we know how much of it are drugs? Or...
So,
Is this like the Amazon
freight-
packages that you've got to ship?
Yeah.
so this
Just
is a number
X4
of lots,
on the
right?
side.
A freight lot
Boxes.
cannot be broken up. Cargo is paid for upon delivery, assuming it's delivered on time. Failing to deliver cargo on time reduces the amount paid by 1D plus 4 times 10. So major cargo lots are composed of 1D times 10 tons of freight. So Ben, roll 1D times 10. What did we
40.
get? 40. Okay. So the major cargo, they are each, I'm not going to make you roll 17 times for that. They're in 40-ton blocks, right?
Okay.
So you got to if you got to take a whole 40 tons or nothing, yeah. And each of those major things will it depends on how far you're traveling, how much you earn for it. Okay. Middle cargo. Let's have another roll. It's 1d times 5, and that will be from Dan. Minor cargo.
2. So 10.
They are 10. Okay.
So they're 10-ton blocks.
Yep. And then the incidental cargo are just 1d. 4 tons. Okay. I've realised I've put all of that in my private one rather than this one. There you go. Okay. So freight per ton then. So those major cargo, yeah, 40 tons. Each one of those, if you went 1 parsec, would get you 40,000 credits. Yeah.
What's
So-
our ship jump to?
Jump 2. So if you went 2 parsecs, it's 1,600 credits per ton.
Can we see the map again?
Oh, you're not on the map. Okay. Can you see the map?
I do not own any tokens.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. We turn off token vision and that.
There.
Got it?
And we are in Lyheric, and I don't think we necessarily want to go to Phoenix because that seems like a bad life choice.
Also, there might be some people there angry at us.
Yeah. Should we go
never
to
know.
Indaraligu?
Where
Just to make Pete keep pronouncing it.
Yeah. Well, no, I was looking at the fact that they've got
Indoralagu.
it level B tech level, and it's in a green zone. So fancy, high class, expensive tech.
Sure. Is that 2 away
That's
as well?
tech level 11, and it's a jump 2. So Jump one,
Indoralagu,
folks,
a common
wouldn't be able to
trade
make it.
destination of merchants from Lyheric, this small but growing world is a stepping stone out to some of the systems that have left the League but retain trade links. So often a stopping off point, the system has a refueling high port and gas giants and vast oceans to scoop if required. The main export of this world is biochemicals, and a large proportion of the population lives aboard rigs dotted across the warmer climes. The rig chiefs form a loose council of elders that govern the planet alongside the portmaster. Together they set prices on the market and manage the complex feat of human resource management across the planet. Due to the fairly tight legal control, life on board rigs is dangerous and rules are there for a reason. There is a small but active black market for narcotics and the like. The rig chiefs are aware of this, and it's an open secret that they pay just enough attention to keep this very needed stopgap under control. So it's a water world with rigs and some underwater settlements, and there's a high port, and it is a high tech level world, but it's not super populated. Hundreds of thousands of people. But yes, a good trade port.
Sure. Let's go there. What's our tonnage of our ship? What can we actually carry in our cargo bay?
81 tons. I think.
There you go.
And you're all fueled up. Free trade.
Yeah, cargo space is 81 tons. But
So we don't
remember,
need-
remember, it's reduced by the depending on how many passengers you have and what kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reduce.
And fuel, right? Don't you have to fill it up with
Yeah.
fuel?
I think fuel
It
capacity is
was
already
full
built
up.
into the ship.
Yeah. We've got 21 tanks of fuel tanks.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool. You do also have a fuel scoop and fuel processor.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Free fuel.
So if you go to a system and they can't sell you any fuel, but there's a gas giant or water, then you can scoop, and it just takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'd only be taking we have to
Accidentally
take
blow up one of their rigs.
one set of the high freight, wouldn't we? Because that's 40 tons, and then I'm guessing we make more money on passengers.
Yes. What we can do is we can work out though those financials in the Discord
In
over
the
the
Discord,
next
yeah.
over the next few days between now and the next episode.
Mhm.
Other than that, was there anything else you guys wanted to do before leaving?
Paint the ship.
Paint the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Well,
gonna cost...
buy the paint, and then me and Gary when we
a la Red Dwarf.
yeah. But the thing is,
Out on the side, yeah.
the thing is when you come out, and it takes you like a week to get where you're going, and you're going at really slow speeds because you come
Yeah,
out
sure.
into.
I mean,
So
it's
we
not
can
slow
literally-
speeds; they're subluminal.
It's
but-
relative.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
It's
Relative.
relative,
So
isn't
we can basically go outside and me and Gary
Okay,
can
so you
paint
can
the
either
ship.
pay like, I don't know, like $5,000 to get someone to paint your ship,
Okay, we're gonna
or you can
spend
spend,
£5,000.
or you can spend
We'll spend-
300 on paint.
We'll spend
No.
five
We'll
grand
just
to
get
have a
the- yeah.
nice paint job done
Nice
because we're
paint
about to
job,
take
yeah.
passengers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Were we gonna have any branding put on it, or maybe some sponsorship?
Yeah,
If
Captain
maybe
Gowers,
If maybe a
and
broker,
then the ship's name.
if maybe a broker could get some influence and maybe get us a bit of sponsorship for our
A
What
thorough
ship?
clean
Nusa-Cola.
inside and
Captain?
out.
Thorough
Yeah.
clean.
Thorough
That's what
clean
Gary's
inside
doing
and
while
out.
you're. That's what
Yeah,
Gary's
but
doing while you're in
Gary's
port.
Gary's a maintenance cleaner. I'm talking about getting in those ladies off the telly who come into your house and shout abuse at you
With the toothbrush.
with the toothbrush while they scrub the bloodstains from the previous crew
Gower's
off the
not
bulkheads.
going to be on board for that.
crime
Okay.
scene cleaners.
Well, look, what we'll do is we'll polish off all the import bits on Discord, and you guys will set a course for Inderaligu, who knows? We'll figure it out as we go. They've got different pronunciations, it's fine. And you get on your ship and you head out to your 100 diameters from Lyheric, and you jump into jump space, and you will have
Are we doing interesting passengers?
we'll do that
Oh, we're going to do that in the downtime.
in the
We'll
Discord,
find out,
and then we can tell. Yeah,
We can.
Yeah.
That gives us
Tell
enough time to
everyone
make
about
up the annoying people that we've got on the ship.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to roll that now and talk about all those people right now because we'll be
Yeah.
here till 3 in the morning.
And I picked up my robot.
You picked up your robots. Very
Yeah.
cool. We can do a little update at the beginning of the next session
Yeah.
about that stuff, and then go into the next system.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and you're now in jump space, and we will finish the session there.
Ooh, we
Cool.
survived.
Okay, so thanks very much, guys. And thank you very much to all of our viewers. That was the first episode. We will be back next Thursday for more Traveller Thursday. What else is going on? So next Tuesday we'll be back for Coriolis, where the galactic shit is hitting the fan, and lots of things are going on, and it's lots of fun being a weird mystic. I get to play in that one, so that's good. Wednesday, hopefully, we might have Warhammer Wednesday. Fingers crossed. We shall see. And then we'll be back on Thursday for more Traveller. If you do want to support the show and the channel in general, then please check out our Patreon. We have uploaded the character creation episode for this crew for our patrons. There's only one tier now. One tier for the Patreon. Go on, check it out. There's loads of free stuff. And now all of my PDFs and documents that I'm creating for this, which I've shared with the guys, I will be sharing with the patrons as well. And some little extras. We may do a few little extra bits around the show for our patrons. Join us on our Discord as well. We're chatting about all of our shows in general. And yeah, other than that, I think it's been a good first session. You've got your ship and you're heading off on your first jump. And we'll see everyone next week.
Space shenanigans.
Bye-bye.